What's up guys, it's Brad here and welcome to another LEGO City update. In my last LEGO City update, you would have seen me build this massive LEGO hospital to add it to this section of my newly expanded LEGO City, as well as I went to Denmark and I picked up the Natural History Museum and added it to the city as well. Some of my next steps, of course, for the city are to be continuing to build the skyscrapers. I need to add a skyscraper here, I kind of want to add one over here, maybe in the far back corner, as well as one here. I've got really cool plans to add like a casino or something like that, and actually attach it to the Bricks Tower using a bridge that runs above the road here, which I'm very excited about. So that is something I am going to tackle today, and of course, I'm going to need to get the road plates as well. I've officially removed all the tiles from the Natural History Museum and put down my dark tan tiles, and it looks so much better. One of my least favorite parts in the LEGO City is also this area right here. I hate this hotel set. I don't know why they didn't extend it a little far back. Like, I think it looks stupid. So what I realized I need to do is I need to build a tree or something like that that can cover this up, because that is something every time I look at the city, it drives me up the wall. I hate that. So I'm gonna go through my bins here and see if I have any trees, or at least remnants of trees, and I maybe even have some in here, and see what I can come up with. I am so happy with how this turned out. Wow. Okay, I did like an alternating color scheme. It looks really cool. Okay, that actually hides everything that I hated about that set. I think I could maybe even go up a little bit, or maybe just go, I don't know. It seems like it's a little off, but like, I really like that. Okay, that is epic. I'm gonna add some birds and stuff there. I think I've got some bird pieces that I just picked up somewhere in here. I think they might be right here. So I'll add a few birds in there maybe, but whoa, yeah, I'm super happy with how this tree is looking. I added this tree here as well, but as I said, I gotta redo this part because I'm getting rid of the museum. So I've actually already moved the buildings out of the way right here because I was trying to experiment by adding another building right here that's going to be a skyscraper that's going to be kind of identical to this Bricks Tower one right here, of course with a bridge connecting the two of them. When I was doing the work for the hospital, I realized I had a bunch of other sets on my shelves here in the LEGO room that I just don't necessarily know what to do with. One of them actually being this set right here, and I really like the front of this set, and I thought, wouldn't it be kind of cool if I repurpose this set into the base of a skyscraper? Because in Toronto, we kind of do stuff like this all the time, where you have an older building and then a more modern building is coming, like a skyscraper is coming up from it, which I've done and incorporated a lot here because I love how that looks. So I'm thinking of the new Bricks Tower Casino Complex. This might just be the base of it, and I will extend the tower from above. That building actually fits here perfectly, and with a little bit of modifications, I think it'll go really well. So the first step of this build, which actually took a little bit longer than I thought, was just converting this to a 16 by 16 base plate. So I moved everything forward a little bit, and I added all of these windows to the side and did a whole bunch of modifications to it as well. Made it all 2 stories instead of just this part being 1 story and then this little part in the middle being 2 stories. I added it onto the side there, which looks really cool. Try to keep in line with the same detailing as well. I could have maybe done the curved edges up there, but I wanted to start integrating it with the other building as well. So as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be a little bit of an L-shaped, so it's going to extend till right here, and it's going to go all the way down, and these will be a couple floors, and then the actual skyscraper part is going to start right up here. So I've already started building some of the floors, but first, as I said, I had to just start building this area. So I extended the floors here on each side, added a bunch of base plates. Right here, it's going to be ground level, and you can walk up the stairs, and like I said, this is going to be like a casino and entertainment complex, so very happy with how this looks, and it looks like this from this side as well. I think these are almost a little bit too many windows, but I probably should have reduced it and just had more of the dark red and the dark bluish gray down there, but I can always go back and make the modification if I choose to. It is very hard to move this around. I only had a 16 by 32 base plate. I didn't have any more 16 by 16 ones, so building with what I've got. All right, I think this looks so much better here, and I went ahead and added some supports to the side of the building just so the skyscraper wouldn't actually fall down. And this is what it looks like here in the LEGO City. So you guys can see, I really like how the front looks here. I think that looks awesome, and it integrates well into the city, and it actually goes up against the Natural History Museum really nicely as well. And then you can just start to see the beginning of the skyscraper back here. I'm obviously going to make it a few more stories. I don't know how many I'll do, probably at least 4 or 5. It's not going to be near as tall as the brick skyscraper behind it, but I want it to be a pretty decent size. I'll probably add like a rooftop patio or something right here. That's why I left a little gap there for a door, but you guys can see, yeah, I really like the front of it. I'm glad I decided to kind of go ahead and use this old set. I was just going to tear it apart if I didn't, so I think I've given it a little bit of a new life and just added a nice new touch to the city of a set I've never had in it before, and very excited to see how I'm going to work out with the skyscraper. And like I mentioned, I do have plans to add a bridge as well, so I don't know how that's going to work, but I still think it would be really cool to add it somewhere right here in the city. You guys can see I've got a bunch of cars and stuff like that all in the way, and I've added these 2 buildings right down here as well. That they're pretty tiny, but you could easily put another 16 by 32 building or something like that here in the future. Right now, I've just got these little mini modulars, I guess you could call them. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where I can take the next steps by adding the bridge here, because I think that will add a really nice, cool dimension to the city. So I've added a few more stories of the skyscraper right here. Don't worry, it's not going to be this crooked. I just set all the floors there just so I could get a look at how they look and see how many more stories I want to go. I'm actually pretty much running out of those window pieces, so this might be the height that I extend to for at least now, which is okay. I feel like it's a pretty good height. And this is what it looks like from a little bit more of a distance, which is pretty awesome. The only thing that I need to decide now is, do I want to keep it all white here, or should I make it going with a blue strip up the center here? I'm not entirely sure. I thought the blue strip might be kind of fun because it is a casino and, you know, maybe have some color and stuff like that, but it might be a little bit too much, so I might end up just keeping it white. And not entirely sure how I'm going to do the bridge, because initially I thought I would do it right here. We're at the center and it could connect to the building there, but then I realized you're not really going to see it, so I want to have the bridge a little bit higher, but I don't want it to screw up the sushi restaurant, so I guess it would have to come on the floor with the pool there, which is like the BrickTubers clubhouse, and I don't know, that will screw that up a little bit, so we might just move the clubhouse or something like that, but we'll have to see. But I've got options. I've been doing a little bit of experimenting with the bridge that I want to have connect the two buildings together, and I'm trying to kind of replicate one that we have here in Toronto. So this is what I've come up with so far. I've got all of these window panels on the side there, which I think look really cool. I'm going to then add all the glass and stuff in it as well, and I'm going to add railings to it as well, so like minifigures don't step on the glass, but I think it looks pretty fun. You can actually look down and see cracks here. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that or not, but I did originally use these window panels just to line it up, but as I said, I think I'm probably going to get rid of that just because I don't understand why there's a gap there. At first I thought it'd be, you could kind of look down and see what you're walking above, but that does probably not make a lot of sense. And this is what it looks like when I add it into the city here. So I'm very excited for how that looks. I love that it's on a little bit of an angle, a little bit of a slope, which looks pretty cool. And I think with some more work on it, it'll look great. And if I properly integrate it into the actual Bricks Tower here, like the original portion, I think it can go really, really well. So I'll have to do some reconfiguring of the BrickTubers clubhouse for sure, but especially from a distance, I think it looks pretty cool. And the only modification that I really had to make to this part of the tower was this has to be 3 window panels high instead of just 2, even though it's not in line with the rest of the floor, just so the actual bridge can enter there. So here's the walkway I had built that's going to go in the bridge here, which I'm really excited about. This is just like one that we have here in Toronto, which is what I based this whole model off of. So I wanted to include a railing here, which I'm excited about. I'm going to go ahead and add all the minifigures now, because once I put this all together, there's no way it's coming apart. So I've also got to add all the glass in the tunnel here as well. I'm really, really happy with how this is turning out. This has taken a really long time to do, but it's coming along really well because I've actually been able to add the bridge into the Bricks Tower here. So you guys can see this is what the entrance looks like right here. I already think I told you that I had to raise it up 1 window panel just to get it in right. These are all done now. These are actually have the tiles and everything on it, so these are really good to go. This, I'm actually having to expand this here as well up 1 window panel, but that's okay. That'll be pretty easy to do, and then I'll just retile in here and stuff like that because I just am kind of leaving it. So I'm going to tidy up the bridge there, but this one's good, and I actually made this floor here as well, so this goes right on top and it is good to go. I think I'm actually out of window panels. I had so many before this video, and that's partly reason why I was thinking of maybe doing some in blue, but I think I've only got a very few left, and I might have to go through this bin here and see if I have any hidden away, and if I don't, then I don't know where. I'll have to get some more because I can't believe I'm out. I've had so many for years, but I really, really like how this is looking. I'm so excited by it. So my next step now is just to raise this one up and then get Bricks Tower back together, and then I'll finish the rest of this building later. When I say I've been working on this for hours, I truly mean